Hey everybody, it is Josh from Haven Comics, the best comic book store on Slaughter Road in Madison, Alabama. We stand by that, we believe it, and we think you should too. Thank you for joining us on Thursday night for our Haven Comics quiz show. While we play this little intro video, feel free to hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel by now, what is wrong with you? Get over there and do that. It's only going to take a second, and this video is not that long. Big thank you again to our buddy Nick Ellis, who pulled that video together for us, because it's super cool. It makes us look way cooler than we really are. I normally would go through a big rant about a variety of things, but I'm so excited tonight that I want to skip all that and just get to the meat of this, which is welcome back, Jeremy.
Hey, how are you guys? Did you miss me too bad?
Based on the number of questions we got of, wait a minute, where's Jeremy? Yeah, I think people have missed you.
I'm irreplaceable. I'm like Nick Cage. So you can't point him out of a movie.
Nick Cage is irreplaceable?
Yeah. Think about any Nick Cage movie without Nick Cage. I dare you. It's not possible.
I mean, I don't know. I think some other people could play some of those roles and it would have been pretty awesome.
Nah, wouldn't have been a Nick Cage movie.
Okay, that's a fair point. It might have been a good movie, but it wouldn't have been a Nick Cage movie. Got it.
Better movie, maybe, but not a Nick Cage movie.
What's so funny is early in his career, he was such a good actor. He did so many great things. And it's like, he didn't lose it. He's still a good actor when he wants to be, but he's now just kind of like playing this weird caricature of himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's like, this is what I do now. And people still pay me for it. So let's keep doing it.
Yeah, to the point that the last movie he was in was him playing himself.
Yeah.
And just cut the artifice there. Just move right into the meat of it.
So everybody's going to ask, so we might as well get it out of the way. Were you or were you not in prison for this entire time you've been gone?
It's so subjective. What is prison? Prison of the mind and heart? The whole
This is a very Jeremy answer. Were you on a vacation in Mexico?
No, it was not.
No. Okay, that was a definitive answer. Okay,
Did somebody say that?
What, that you were on vacation in Mexico?
Was it Mexico specifically? Did I just ruin a bet?
No, most people thought it was Canada.
Right on. Nope, not Canada. I did have a baby, so that has been its own thing. And, babies are...
You don't even look like you were ever pregnant. Although, I hear you are much skinnier now, so maybe that's what happened.
Since I had a baby? I didn't physically have the baby. Josh, after the show, let's talk about how babies are made. But until then, you want to see who's on?
Oh, well, you want to see who we got in the chat?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. We got Tots leading things off as always. Tots.
Hey, Tots.
Awesome. We got Travis. He said, hey. Let's see. I got a little conversation between Tots and Travis. We have got Rocket Lady 42. What's up? Heard there will be sword play today. Where did you hear that? That's some interesting intelligence that she's got there.
I don't even think it's wrong.
I don't think it is either, but it's interesting intelligence. Maybe she meant wordplay. The prodigal host returns. Or, as Todd said, wait, you were gone? Boom, we got Alan Breedlove in the house. What's up, Alan? Always good to see you.
Thank you, Alan.
Let's see. Boom. That's only people commenting so far. It's just this handful of folks all talking back and forth.
See a lot of people here watching, so I'm inspired by that. If you don't want to comment, that's cool. If you want to just watch, hang out with us, we're happy to have you.
Most people are just biding their time and waiting until they can win some prizes. I think that's what it is. Jeremy willingly signed up for 18 years of prison. I hear that's a compounded sentence on a previous sentence he already had.
Yeah, I'm in there already. What's it matter?
What's a few more years? Ah. It's quality over quantity. There you go. It's just the folks in the chat. We got more viewers than we have people talking here, so
Yeah,
maybe they'll pop in.
Our guest today is an inspiring person, someone that I would like to be friends with. I don't know if he'd call me a friend, but I've harassed him digitally for years at this point. And so I'm very excited to actually get to meet and talk to him in like a real semi, like, I don't know, face-to-face way, right? But there is one thing that I would really like to show off before we get there. Do you guys remember 1992? It came after 1991. In that time period, trading cards were a big thing to a young Jeremy Bernard. So X-Men trading cards, I loved them. I'd waste all of my money on them. And then now, cut to, I'm an old man and I made this. Boom. So that's my new business card.
That's pretty awesome.
And I got a whole template. I think I'm just going to start making them. If you are excited about having that business card as your own business card, shoot me a message. Let's chat.
I'm excited about that, and I need that.
Well, I know a guy. So
can I look that happy?
If you have ever faked a smile, then yes. You just got to fake it real well. I've drawn a picture of you that I think would be perfect, though. So it's like the most shown image. No, that's the sad dragon. Boom. It's like the most shown image on this show.
Yeah, minimized me. That's pretty good, I have to say.
But
I have to say that's
there's
awesome.
opportunities for more.
I would look good on one of those cards. I'll say that too. You're not wrong.
When don't you look good?
Do you think anybody in the chat is courtesy or is excited about Free RPG Day this weekend?
I don't know about Free RPG Day. Remember, I've been in jail, so why don't you tell us more?
Well, Free RPG Day, similar to
lead-ins to what you actually wanted to talk about, because I'm your guy for that.
Oh yeah, you're awesome. It's similar to Free Comic Book Day, except instead of comic books, it's role-playing game stuff. There's quick start rules, there's dice, there's miniatures, there's some big actual books, there's all kinds of things. And on top of that, we're going to have several RPGs that we're going to be running at the store. So if you want to play a tried and true one that you've done before, like D&D, fine. You can come and play that. If you want to try something new, Tots is running a game in the morning called Honey Heist, where everybody is a bear and you're trying to pull off a heist to steal honey. It's super cool. It's a fun little one-page RPG. I told my wife about it, and she's like, why have we not played this game at the house?
That sounds fun.
She was like getting on to me for this. Christine May is going to be running her Dread game again. And Dread, if you don't know, is a game you don't use dice. It has a Jenga tower. And so if you want to do something easy, like kick down a door, you have to pull one block. If you want to do something hard, like a ninja flip off of a moving car onto the back of a truck, that's maybe pull 2 or 3 blocks. And the further you go in the game, the physical tension at the table is so real, because everybody is like watching you slowly try to pull that block out of the Jenga tower. Like, no, don't collapse. It's really, really cool. It's a lot of fun. Hers last year, she ran a Dread game, and it was set in a Waffle House. So that was pretty fun. But we've got Pathfinder in the morning. We've got, Lord, what else do we have? We have a game called Blades in the Dark, which is really, really cool. It's kind of like the TV show Leverage, but if you are more in a Victorian setting, and you don't have any qualms about killing people.
That's right up my alley.
Oh, that's very much up your alley. Yeah, you'd
I
love
would
it.
love to play that. As long as nobody holds it against me for years. Hey, Mike, I'm doing just fine for having a baby and living the general day-to-day existence. I feel happy. I'm here. Hey, so this is a PG-13 show, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I get one per episode. I was really dragging ass before the show started, and I got on here, and all of a sudden I've got like a lot of energy. I'm very excited to be here. I'm very excited to be back and to talk to all you guys. So,
Well, I think a large part of what you're excited about is because we have a guest that we need to introduce. We can chit chat for a while, and I think we should get straight to our guest. And because we have a really cool guest, we've got a cool night planned tonight, and I think we should just get to it. What do you say?
I do think that's right. I think we should do it.
Well, tell everybody who this is because they're going to see this face, and it's going to be a surprise because there he is. Surprise.
I thought I was going to introduce you. So this is Sam. Sam, I'm going to let you tell everyone who you actually are, but I saw Sam's work on Instagram, and I was like, I want to work with that guy. So I just started harassing him. We've gone back and forth about things for a while that we could do. We've got a comic book that's like sitting out there that we might do.
Wait. You guys might be doing a comic book together?
Yes, and if you win this, there are the initial pages of that comic book in it, written by me, drawn by Sam. So we'll cut back to this soon. That smash cut. Take it. Forget you did it right there. What happened? And he's just an awesome guy. We talked back and forth, and then that conversation went from art to like everything else. He's just cool. So Sam, pronounce your art name first. That's the first thing that needs to happen, and then tell us who you are, what you're about.
Well, I am Sam. I mean, as the prodigal phrase goes, I am Sam, and Sam I am. And yeah, I've heard that before in my life. Schlepzig is my pen name. And, it's a handle I've been using online for, I don't know, 100 million years now. It is a reference to a little side character in Gravity's Rainbow, the novel by Thomas Pynchon that I really loved. And it was originally spelled with a C. That's how like the actual name is spelled. But I was using it back in the old like pre-web days on the VT100 emulators.
Oh wow!
Your handles had to be 8 characters, right? Because they didn't have enough memory to hold more than 8 characters in your login name. So I figured the C was the one letter that I could probably drop out of there, and ended up Schlepzig with no C. And I have used that for years and years and years and years. If you Google Schlepzig, spelled with no C, anything you find is almost certainly me. And if you do a deep dig, you can find weird, bad poetry I wrote in college in the 80s. So,
I see why you and Jeremy get along.
It goes back, and it's a brand I've been using for a long time. And that ties into where we go with the sword play. Because my other job, when I'm not drawing comics and other comic related things, is I'm a fencing coach. And so I teach children how to resolve their differences with ritual violence the way it should be. That's the best. And I'm saying way too much. I gotta stop that. My wife is always on me about how I say all the time. So I escaped a corporate cage of 30 odd years of mechanical engineer, and now I teach children ritual violence and draw questionable comic books. So what weapon? I compete in epee. I teach all 3. And in my age group, I don't know where I am. I'm currently in the top 20. I've bounced in and out of the top 10 in my age group in epee in the country, but there are some monsters in the 50s. They're just monsters. So I'm solid in the top 20. I've bounced in and out of the top 10.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. And also, don't pick a fight with this man.
Pick a fight with me because fencing is not like one of those practical martial arts.
It is if you've got a sword with you all the time, right?
Well, I
You're
mean,
like, aha!
the sword around.
I will
Sword
deal
guy,
with you.
You can spot a sword guy. They are like, it's obvious that they're carrying a sword. So.
I do not have a sword with me. I have a broken foil on my card, but it's about it.
I've got a big claymore in the closet, if that would help.
Yeah.
A completely different technique.
A little bit, yeah. That thing is a monster.
Yeah.
But if I was going to pick a fight with somebody and that somebody was carrying a sword or a claymore, whatever, I'd change my mind. I wouldn't do it. Not then and there, at least.
Not that in there, at least. I might hit him in the back of the head with a rock in the dark alley, but not going to fight you right here face to face.
I mean, there are probably easier marks out there, right? It's like, here's a bunch of guys. One of them has a sword.
Yeah.
Which one do I want to bother? Not that one.
Yep.
So, wow, the lighting in my sumptuous hotel room is really bad. I don't normally.
Now you say you're in a hotel room, and that means that you are at Heroes Con in Charlotte, North Carolina, right?
Yes, that is where I am. I'm in beautiful Charlotte, and I just dropped all my crap at my table, and I will be there at Heroes Con all day. Indy Island. I'm parked right next to Jim Rugg and Ed Piscor, so you can find me there. Which will be a lot of fun. Hopefully, I can pick up some sales from their runoff.
I'm gonna try and do this the right way. Are you selling these?
Amongst other things, yes, I am selling those.
Oh man, Sam is bona fide crazy. I said send us some stuff for the show so we can promote his artwork, and he sent me a box, like legitimately heavy box. We've got nothing but Sam stuff today. We're going to give away a blurred poster, and then we're going to do the gift cards that we always do. But a substantial amount.
This is my first Heroes, so I didn't want to step on you there, Jeremy, responding to Mike.
No, you're fine.
Yeah. I would make a very good target for you. I make a good target for anybody who has any discipline with any weapon. They're like, yep, I can hit that guy.
That's like my first coach. My first serious coach was that he'd be giving me a lesson, and we'd be going up and down the strip, and I'd be trying to do stuff, and he'd stop me. The little chubby Mexican Italian or Mexican Irish guy, Len Carnigan, who has since passed. But in the middle of the lesson, he'd say, Sam, I take all the money you give me for lessons and I buy burritos. I buy burritos to build this perfect target. And you cannot hit me. Why can't you hit me? I've built this target. I can't afford any more burritos with the money you give me.
That's the extent of my weaponry. That's true.
That was Len as a coach. He was an amazing coach.
That's pretty awesome. That's such a great way of putting himself down and putting you down at the same time. Like, dude,
perfect target. Why can't you hit me?
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, Jay Thornton just joined us from Comic Book Cleaning and Pressing. How you doing, Jay? Good to see you.
And then Alan says that he's checking one of your Instagram accounts, and there's a quick sketch of Saya. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Saya from Blood the Last Vampire. Yeah, that was a figure study I did. I was playing around some stuff, and I going into the cons, I try and build a few more anime things because just to have something recognizable around.
Like this?
Yeah,
got a whole sketchbook here to give away of anime art.
Those are some of my new products, which is why I sent them to you to
They're amazing. I'm glad I got to see them. Hey, so he was checking out your Instagram. How do the rest of us check it out?
How do you check out my Instagram? Well, first you have to have an Instagram account. I meet a lot of people that are like, no, I don't need another social. I'm not going to Instagram. Well, tough. Most of my stuff goes up on Instagram. And I am schlepzig.comics on Instagram. I'm also schlepzig.nsfw, where figure studies and other naughty bits go. And so you can differentiate where you go and what you see. But all my comics work goes up on the comics one. There's also a Schlepzig that's just Schlepzig on there. Oh, thank you, Haven. Thank you, Josh, for putting that up.
That was Jeremy, actually.
That was Jeremy.
I'm sneaky.
And that is my personal account. I rarely put anything up on it, but that's just me being me. Like if I want to take a picture of my lunch or whatever, that's where that would go. I do have a bunch of old like fencing sketches up on that one. So fencing art that I had done.
I like your fencing sketches, personally.
The plan is to do like a sports manga based on fencing at some point, but it's still kind of rolling around in my head how to really capture that in a sequential. I've done a couple practices and trying to capture thank you for putting that up. That was a fun sketch.
That's great.
Yeah, I think
the minute you do a fencing manga, you've got to sell to this person. Guaranteed. Yeah. The minute you put that pencil to paper, she's going to buy it.
And me too.
Yeah, one of the things that I want to do in that is do some interviews with some of the World Cup fencers that have reached out to me from my art. Burrell, reached out to me after he saw a thing, and who was it? One of the UK fencers. I did really cool. I did a thing of him fencing Itkin, and then he said, "I want you to draw this pose," and it was like him doing like this jump flick thing. It was really cool. I did that. I've got a sticker of that in my sticker bucket.
So as a professional, I feel like I have to ask this. I realize it's not foils, but the fight scene between the Man in Black and Inigo Montoya in the Princess Bride, is that good or not?
It's really good theatrical fencing, right? It is, not really great practical fencing because, they're bing, 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 hitting each other's swords, right? A lot of hitting each other's swords, which is not what you do in fencing. The goal is to hit the other person.
Yeah.
So you spend that. Now, one of the really cool things about that fight is the dialogue. Is that
of course Mike is
are really solid historical references.
Okay. So the different maneuvers and things.
Capoferro was is legitimate technique. It's commonly part of like what we have as the modern fencing lunge. Agrippa obviously. And let's see, Thibaut is one of the really interesting references there because Thibaut was a French fencer that did a exhaustively illustrated set of geometric studies of fencing distance and ratios to the body. It's complete nonsense from a tactical standpoint, but the illustrations are beautiful. If you look at Thibaut's fencing diagrams, you can find it. There's a Slate article from years ago that did a really good reference on that is very interesting. And another really interesting reference out of there was Benetti's defense.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing as Benetti's defense, but Benetti was a fencing master in London and was likely the teacher of William Shakespeare. And,
oh, wow.
it's rumored that he is the character that Mercutio was based on.
Okay.
And
This is
so
amazing stuff. I'm digging this.
the reference to Benetti's defense in regards to the Rocky Train is actually a really interesting thing because Benetti was rumored to have fought a duel on a scaffolding in London. So it was there. But fencing masters, and myself included, are prone to exaggeration. You have a certain kind of mind that makes you become a fencing master. So nobody knows if any of this really happened, but there are some great stories about it. So with my fencing team, I coach a high school fencing team in Princeton, New Jersey. So I usually spend like a day. We like have like a fun day. We watch The Princess Bride, and I hit pause at there, and we talk about all the references, the historical bits there. And
That's really cool.
I'm so glad I asked what I thought might be a totally stupid question. That's awesome.
But no, it is the fight scene with the Highlander.
Do you get this all the time where now they're just going to ask you about every single sword fight in every single movie?
Every single sword fight in every single movie. Most theatrical, I mean, I'm going to say this, is that theatrical sword fights are meant to look cool.
Yeah.
They're not meant to be effective. It's the difference between like when you watch, an MMA fight and when you watch like a cool, Hong Kong kung fu movie, right?
Wait, those aren't real?
They're very nearly real.
I took one fencing class one time, and I learned something very important that I'd like to share with everyone. I learned that I would die if I was ever in a fencing match. Oh, man. So it's a totally different world what you guys actually do from the perception that you would have of a sword fight. Because movies have just like created a totally different mental image for me. And I appreciate how skillful you have to actually be to be good at fencing.
To watch it, you go to YouTube, you watch the World Cup bouts. There's a channel called Fencing Vision that I point my students to all the time, where you can watch the sport, and maybe it'll become popular because I mean I go to a sports bar and I watch like cornhole championships, and I think they will not show fencing on TV, but they will show cornhole.
Crazy. Speaking of skillful, I got a lot of really cool artwork here to give away.
I gave you a lot of stuff. So I gave you my 5 new sketchbooks.
I'm going to say again.
I sent you the 5 new sketchbook, the 5 new sketchbooks. The collection that includes the piece that we did together.
Yes. This is original, right?
Yeah, that's the original piece. You had said how much you liked it after I'd drawn it. So
you sent it to me to force me to give it away.
Well, I mean, you showed it now as something to give away. You could have kept it a secret.
Nah, I can't do it. I can't. I don't have the stomach. And then this is also a original sketch on a sketch cover.
Yeah, that's a sketch cover of my comic Red.
And this was a 24-hour comic, right? You drew this comic in 24 hours.
So there's a disclaimer in there. I did it on 24-hour comic day, which is, the comic maker's equivalent of running a marathon. That, you train and you do it and it's horrible. Right. But once you get done with it, you're like, I want to do it again. And I do definitely want to do 24-hour comic day again. But
how do you feel about that, Jeremy?
I did it one time, and about 11 hours in, 11 pages in, I was like, I'm done. I hate this.
Well,
I know what you're talking about. Like, I feel like I need to go back and redeem myself.
Well, I got 20 hours in, and it was 8 a.m. in the morning. And that's when my daughter came down and she wanted breakfast. My youngest daughter, Phoebe, who is an amazing comic maker herself.
But you only had 4 hours left.
So she came
She
down.
wanted breakfast, dude.
She wanted breakfast. She wanted cartoons. So
They'll live for 4 hours if you ignore them for 4 hours.
you do not ignore your 8-year-old daughter for
No, I know. I have a 3
4
year-old.
hours, or I guess she was 9 at the time. And you certainly do not ignore Phoebe.
Yeah.
For more than 30 seconds.
Hey, Mike, all of this stuff is right up your alley. You better hang out because you will love everything here.
But yeah, the rest of the 24-hour comic day. So 20 hours in, I take care of my daughter, and I kind of lost my inertia.
Yeah.
So I stopped the clock, and I took a little power nap. I came back, and I finished up 24 pages. I took some time to rev back up again, probably another 6 hours. So there's like 30 hours there in that first run. And then the book was intended to be my trainer Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kickstarter is an interesting thing, but you got to learn how to use it. You got to set up the bank accounts and all that. So this was my figure out how Kickstarter works thing. And if it gets funded, it gets funded. If it doesn't get funded, it doesn't get funded. It got very funded. It was pretty successful.
Now that was the chicken one, right? Or red? Red got.
This is red. This is red. Chicken was my second Kickstarter and weighs heavily in my consciousness because I'm way behind on delivering that book. Way, way behind. And I'm racked with guilt, up all night, crying into my beard because I have not delivered that to my generous and patient, handsome and intelligent backers, who I hope forgive me someday for being so far behind on that.
They'll forgive you.
Dude, I backed this Kickstarter, the Liberty Brigade. I don't know if you remember this.
No.
All Golden Age heroes that are out of copyright, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It took 3 years, almost. I was almost 3 years to get this packet of stuff.
Well, I'm cranking it out, and I've had a bunch of life happen in now and then. And
stupid life. You're just trying to make comics. Life just does what it wants.
But getting back to the story, Red finished it up, and then it got backed. It got backed more than I'd expected, and I had said that if we had a certain level, that I would make it an 8x10 instead of a ash can.
Yeah.
And I'm an engineer by training, and I should know the math that a ash can slide page and an 8x10 page have a completely different aspect ratio. And at that point, I was fixing all the pages for the aspect ratio, and I figured, people are paying for this. People back this project. They want a good book. So I fixed a bunch of the crackhead parts that happened at 3 a.m, and tidied up some dialogue and fixed some images that just I was not happy with, and I wanted to put out a good comic book more than I wanted to say this was strictly done in 24 hours.
Yeah.
So, that and tidying it up. There were a few more days of work in all the digital processing around that. So it's not strictly 24-hour comic, but it was conceived and mostly drawn in 24 hours.
I think that's impressive. I'm consistent.
That is impressive.
You do. All right. So
your comparison of 24-hour comic book day to a marathon is apt. Having watched a lot of folks try 24-hour comic book day, you're not wrong. Speaking of marathons, I do have to give a big shout out to my friend Haley. A lot of folks here in the chat know her. She just completed something called the Jackal Race, which is 5 marathons in 5 days.
Ew.
2 of them are on trails through the woods. 2 of them are on paved roads, and the last one is a trail up and down a mountain. She finished it yesterday.
About just getting counseling instead of this?
Yeah.
She should be. I told her she's insane. She's got all the willpower in the world and the guts and the stick-to-itiveness. But I think clearly to want to do that is, I don't understand that motivation, but she is something, and I wanted to give her a shout out. Great job, Haley.
Okay, I think this is a good place to stop because this is a game show. So at some point, we do
Let
have
the games
to
begin.
Huh?
Let the games begin.
We do have to play the game. I've introduced a lot of the stuff. If you have just joined us or have joined us after I held up a lot of the stuff here, Sam Schlepzig has given a substantial amount of work away to us today. That includes sketch covers, that includes just original art, that includes just a stack of really cool stickers. Some of them are not safe for work, so maybe we'll talk about it if you win. And then a bunch of prints. So my attitude about this is I'm going to give away a bunch of stuff each question, and we'll make it work. At the end, if there's nothing left, then I'm a jerk and have ruined the show. But let's see. Maybe it'll happen. Who knows? Sam, have you seen the show?
I watched a couple episodes of it.
Right on.
So poor man. I'm so sorry.
I sent him the ones with the comic creators, so I hope you watch some good ones. But so what we're going to do, if you haven't seen the show, is I'm going to ask Sam some questions. Sam has decided to forego getting all of the prizes that he donated back, so that's great. That's classy. So the first person in the audience to get the right answer for what we're asking is the person who's going to win the prize. The prizes are, it's not going to be as prize cammy this time because I'm just going to grab things haphazardly. And I'm going to show some love with each question because I got a lot of stuff to give away. And thank you, Sam, for that. And we're just going to jump into it. Sam, you feel zen? You feel ready to go?
I will apply my knowledge as best I can.
Well, if you can cast your brain back to the 80s, you're going to do fine because a lot of the questions this week are very much smack in the middle of the 80s.
Well, I'm an 80s kid, so
you're going to do great.
I graduated in 86, so
you're going to do great. Let's play. Christine, there are no erasers this episode. You can
erasers.
Okay, so for our first question, let's grab just a healthy stack of stickers. We always give away stickers, our sticker pack. So I'm going to grab a healthy collection of stickers here. I'm going to show some that are safe for work. First one, if you are into fencing, like we've talked about all night long, we've got some fencing stickers. We've got just some random super cool stickers. We've got one of my favorites, Skeletor is Love.
Skeletor is Love. That was
man, you're so irreverent, but you're irreverent in a way that hits me exactly in the right place. It's just like everything you do is fun, right? And we got Weapon Ek, which I think Josh will appreciate.
Yeah.
We got some magnets here too, like a.
I didn't tell you about that book too.
Is this Tank Girl?
That is Tank Girl.
Let's back up. What did you say? You were on this book?
Weapon Ek. That was a collaboration we did in celebration of Weapon X, the Barry Windsor Smith classic. 100% Comics, William Hoff Connect. I hope I said his name. I believe that's right. Organized it, and all of us artists, we took 5 pages, as much as 5 pages out of that, to recreate Weapon X in a page-by-page recreation.
That's
so we were assigned, we picked up 5 pages, and but then the whole book is available as just every few pages you have a different artist interpreting those pages.
Where can I get this? Because that's awesome.
Look up 100% Comics. I think William still has some. And all the proceeds go to support the Make More Comics grant, which is an annual grant that he funds. I had the privilege of being on the judging panel of that grant, and he gives money to a budding comic artist so that they can realize their dreams, so they can launch their first book or cover printing or whatever.
That's awesome.
So it's amazing. It was an incredible book. My 5 pages are in that collection that you've got, and that Weapon Act cover was the cover that's available for the electronic version. And I think that was the cover. The main cover was done by Sam Royale, amazing comic book artist, and it's kind of pulled out of the cartoonist kayfabe Ringside Seats Facebook group, which is a Facebook community that grew up out of the cartoonist kayfabe video show.
Very cool. So I'm going to buy that. But if you are interested in those stickers, all you got to do, pay attention and win this question. Sam, let's play it this way. Let's wait until there is a correct answer in the questions, and then I will ask you for your answer, and then we'll know somebody's actually going to win it. So
yeah, I can't see the chat unless it pops up. So
okay, awesome. We won't show the right answer.
But then people will know how I'm an idiot. Like when I drove off from the drive up at Taco Bell without my food this afternoon.
Oh no.
She handed me my drink. She handed me back my car. I drove off, and I looped back around and said, "I forgot my food."
Wow.
I've been driving about 7 hours at that point. So
well, that's forgivable then.
Yeah,
that's totally forgivable.
That's too many hours. Okay. For those stickers, what 1987 film told us that the Wolfman does in fact have nards? What 1987 film told us that the Wolfman does in fact, I'm going to put it up here, guys, have nards?
I'm just going to say right out of the gate, this is such an Owen question.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know Owen loves this movie. Wow, we got a correct answer really fast.
Right away. Sam, do you know?
Do I know? No. 87 is a bad year for me. That was the year I was at University of Oregon practicing being like just a serious hippie. I don't think I wore shoes that year.
And now you don't wear pants.
Now I don't wear pants. I'm out of the corporate world, so I no longer have to wear pants. I do not wear pants.
I don't think you should elaborate at all.
It is.
Don't elaborate at all on this conversation past this point. Just let us. Let
everybody's imagination run wild.
So the right answer is the Monster Squad.
Monster Squad.
Monster Squad. Wolfman's got nards. Monster Squad.
That is a movie I've wanted to see, but I have not.
Well, now you know.
As one of the holes in my pop culture knowledge.
So those Film Age Studios, I will mail those to you. It's just some stickers.
We've actually got a pack going of things we need to mail off to him because he's been on a winning streak the past couple of weeks. And I just have got a little stack of stuff we got to mail off to him. So we're just going to mail you a box, Chris.
Cool. So it'll be easy. I'll just drop these off, put it in that box. All right. Sam, that was your one sacrifice pancake. Moving forward, you're going to get every single one of them.
Yeah. Right.
Let's start with, well, we started already. Let's grab some prints. We have so many prints to give away. I'm going to give away some prints and a couple more stickers.
I'm going to embiggen you so you can show them off.
Every single thing that we're giving away. Some of the highlights are going to be this Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I think it's
Samurai.
That looks awesome.
Right? What character is this?
That's Ray from Ray Zero.
Right on. And then we've got Lobster Johnson.
Lobster Johnson.
Can't go wrong with Lobster Johnson.
The Toaster That Strayed. This is what I was talking about you being irreverent. Like,
so there's a fellow Andrew Rosenberg I think, gets stray toasters on postcards, and he collects them from comic artists all over the place. And
This is safe for work, but just barely.
well, I erased the nipples before I got it printed, so
Right on. Right on. Make it safe for work. Okay. So, question number 2, Josh, whenever you're ready.
Question number 2. Sing the song. Do, 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 do. Inspector Gadget. How did Inspector Gadget injure himself to become the Inspector Gadget that we know? He wasn't born with all those gadgets. So how did he injure himself and to become the Inspector Gadget that we know? Anybody in the chat, you've got to answer first. We're not waiting on Sam because he's got. Okay, let's see. So far we have
a long time on me.
We have some wrong answers. He got shot. We got a car crash, and then boom, Film Age Studios. Chris is on a roll. He slipped on a banana peel. I just told you the answer. I should not have done that.
Well, I will cop to the fact that I did not know. I may have been buried in my subconscious somewhere from my little bit of watching Inspector Gadget with my son, but
I like this answer. And this one's pretty brutal, but I like that one too.
Decapitated by a ceiling fan. That is pretty brutal. Hey, if you don't know how Inspector Gadget got his powers, I don't think you're missing a whole lot in your life.
No, I don't think so either.
Fun cartoon. I just did not remember how he got his powers.
Apparently, it was in episode 2, or something like that. So, and
So
then after he slipped on the banana peel and he almost died, he had nearly 13,000 crime-fighting gadgets implanted into his body.
Wait, this is too much. I don't want to know this much about
cut on Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, I just want the mystery.
Go Gadget helicopter.
I mean, I'm lucky. I know, like he was fighting the Claw or something. I mean,
Yep.
I'll get you, Gadget.
Right, instead of something super boring.
Well, you never saw the Claw. You just always saw like his hand, and he would pet the cat, but you never actually saw his face.
You saw the Claw,
right?
His face was a banana peel.
A slippery one at that.
His old arch nemesis.
No.
Thanks for making it easy on me. I'm gonna send you all of those prints and stickers, and we'll just put it in your box that you're getting. We have an awesome guest that we're about to pop on. You guys may or may not recognize him from co-hosting the show while I was gone. It's Wyatt.
Hey,
Big Wool. What's happening,
going on?
Wyatt?
Hey, how are you guys doing? Hey, how are you?
I am good. Nice to meet you. I watched your show last week, and that's all that I know about you.
Well, I'm glad that you at least know of me. So that's always a great thing.
You're a celebrity, Wyatt.
No,
He knows that you had to explain whatever that was you had to explain to me last week. That was so embarrassing to everyone.
We're not going to talk about OnlyFans again.
That was it.
Yep. That was just an awkward conversation for everybody. But I love you though. Hey. You see, if black people could blush, that would have been me right here. So
I want to know what I had to follow as an act on the episode. It's like, I'm gonna follow an OnlyFans episode.
Yeah, you had to follow it up. Yeah, so but it's a tough one to follow, but I think you got to beat though, man.
That's tough.
Oh, he's definitely got that one beat.
Yep, I think you got to beat. So, yeah, what's going on?
Doing good, man. You're going to need to get some of this man's artwork and put it on your wall.
I am. I saw it and I was just like, I'm going to have to.
Well, if you don't win it and you actually absolutely have to have it, I've got Linktree Schleppzig that takes you to all my socials and everything, and will direct you to my Etsy shop where I have all the stuff.
I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah, or if you're anywhere near Charlotte, you can roll into Heroes Con and get a sketch from me.
If I was anywhere near Charlotte, I'd be there. But down here in Alabama with them. But yeah, I definitely will have to support and get something to add onto these walls. So, I'll find a place somewhere.
Oh, thank you, Josh, or Jeremy, or whoever is typing. But yeah, that's the short way to get all the things.
Sweet.
And if you become the owner of any of these, things, there's a QR code on a lot of them. If you scan that, that'll take you to them.
Awesome.
Right on.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, what is your physical location? Your
my
address?
address is.
If you want to throw your social, that'll be
everyone
great.
can go ahead and know it is. That's exactly what I'm going to do right
Your
now.
address is just down the street from Tots.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just down the street from Tots. So that's all that we need. I'm lucky.
So just give him Tots' address.
Right.
So I'm down the street from, but yeah. So
Wyatt, I had a bunch of posters before I went on hiatus, and I just randomly grabbed one for you that you've already given away. It's just it was waiting in the wings, and this is the one that I have for tonight. So,
that's pretty.
So Sam, I'm not an artist at all. I do well with a stick figure, and that's about it. But I do appreciate good art, so therefore I try to give these out so that people can have nice, classy artwork and still have their nerd stuff. So
things.
So yeah, so that's what I do from there. So we do a podcast as well that we do usually every Wednesday and Sunday, where we just kind of talk and have like a round table where anybody can get on and have a good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Cam.
What up, Cam?
Haven't seen the Middletons in a bit. It's awesome to have you guys on.
So yeah. But what we are going to do here, I got question number 3.
Yep.
So during the Marvel's Mutant Massacre, which Avenger saved Angel after being crucified by the Marauders? Marauders. I always get that name up.
So he's going to wait to give an answer until we get a correct answer in the chat, because and I'm not going to put it up there and give it away this time.
I got you.
But Jeremy is going to type up the question and put it in the chat.
I will.
Aha! I knew it.
I'm on it. And then I'm going to play our sponsor video because
Ooh, good call.
No gift that was just given away.
Hey, that's us.
Syndicate.
The Blurred Syndicate is awesome.
I just like to say that you can join the BS.
Yeah, are you guys associated with Head Nerds in Charge at all, or?
No. I know they have a con, don't they? Or they?
Yeah. They just held that.
Philadelphia, right?
I got to meet the Head Nerds in Charge crew at Black Label Comic Con.
Awesome.
Last year, and shout out to Black Label and my bud Eric Cooper, creator, who runs that con, which is focused entirely on people of color, creators, and indie artists. It's a fantastic con in the Philly area.
Mm-hmm.
End of July this year. So if any of your viewers are out there or intend to be out there or just really want to be down there, that is an amazing show to go to. It's really fun. I'm very disappointed. I'm going to be missing it this year because I will be at GalaxyCon in Raleigh that weekend.
That just sounds fun. That's a fun name.
Black Label Comic Con is an amazing con. And if I weren't already paid for my table to GalaxyCon, I would go to that instead.
Sweet.
Okay,
Yeah,
we finally got a correct answer to the question we've all forgotten at this point. So you want to ask the question again?
Yeah, so during Marvel's Mutant Massacre, which Avenger saved Angel after being crucified by the Marauders, right?
And I do not know.
Marauders.
Um, that is a period of comics that is a complete blind spot for me.
That's a really specific question too.
Yeah, I mean, if it were a title I was reading at the time, I would probably know it. But that is actually an era of comics that I was checked out of. When when I left University of Oregon and started studying engineering around '89, I did not like see any comics until a few years ago, really.
You had to give up all fun and joy to go study engineering.
No, it was just engineering is a lot of work, and I was in Klamath Falls, Oregon, studying it. So, and a lot of life happened,
Yeah,
which is a long story.
yeah.
But there's a blind spot, like the entire Image era of comics, I missed. So when I came back in, and I got pulled into the Image Grand Design Project. I had to educate myself the entire Image era of comics to figure out what that was all about. So yeah, I missed that whole like period, everything.
Well, don't worry, you can experience it all again now because Image
do
is
not
doing all these
understand-
30th anniversary things where they're reprinting all the first issues of all their books.
Yeah, well, Claremont and Byrne was kind of earlier '80s X-Men.
Yep. Yep.
I was collecting then. That was when I was a freshman in high school, and I'd go to the grocery store and pick up the comics every Wednesday when they hit the racks. And
That sounds awesome.
the Claremont Byrne era was right. The end of the Byrne era is when I was just getting into the X-Men, going into like the Paul Smith era and all that.
Don't get me wrong. I love the local comic book store.
You better.
But how accessible was that? You just go to a grocery store and the comics are just there. That would make it so easy as a kid to just get.
I mean, we're talking about 1982.
Yeah.
Where comic book stores are few and far between still. They were less common than like model train stores out there. Dungeons and Dragons was still being put in like Xerox copies and things like that. It was just before like the first AD&D like big rule books had been published. So,
yep.
It's the Stone Age as far as most nerdcore is concerned. But yeah, comics were available like drugstores, gas stations, grocery stores. Mm-hmm. The magazine racks would be full of comics, and they'd have a little spinner rack there that I and my best bud Don Brenninger and I, we'd go and go through the comics and talk about them. And that was a really amazing time to be picking up comics too, because you think about what happened in that era, and that's what all the shows that we're seeing now are based on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Miller running Daredevil, bringing that title back to life, and Bill Sienkiewicz came out of nowhere, off of his Moonlight Night run, and hit us with the New Mutants.
I think you and Josh just became best friends. That's what
that happened, and I mean the New Mutants, the psychedelia of New Mutants is really an offshoot of when he did the Dune movie adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he kind
of
Awesome.
Oh yeah, that's one of my magics.
It's really cool to hear you talk about your experience with comics, and then to see like where all of this stuff comes from, because you have such a varied collection of artwork here. Everything from I don't know what this is.
That's Hatsune Miku.
And then you got all these G.I. Joe ones.
Yeah, the G.I. Joe ones. Those are fun.
You got Matter Eater Lad and Calorie Queen.
Yeah, that was a commission I did. The guy collects Justice League, Usagi, and the Turtles.
There you
I
go.
love that. All right, we did get a correct answer.
We actually had a correct answer really early, and there were so many comments flowing in that I missed it.
Oh,
So I had to scroll back up and up and up and up to check, but we did have a correct answer. And so just take a wild guess at any Avenger from that time period who might have rescued Angel.
Who, me? I don't
yeah,
know.
pick any Avenger.
Any
Pick an
Avenger. I
Avenger
mean,
and give it a guess.
I'm just going to go with like probably my favorite Avenger, and that's Wonder Man. I know it wasn't.
Did you see the news that it looks like he's going to get his own show or a movie?
Which would be really cool. No, that Wonder Man, I've got such a spot in my heart for Wonder Man because that was one of the first comics I think I bought with my own money.
Nice.
It was a copy of the Avengers, and I want to say it's like 1976, 1977 that Wonder Man comes back from the dead and accuses the Vision of stealing his brain because Hank Pym, when he built the Vision robot, he used Wonder Man's brainwaves.
Why? Why did he do that?
Because they were handy.
Of all the people,
They were just lying about.
You know, I mean, how many people's brainwaves did he have? I mean, it's not like you like, hey, can I have your brainwaves?
And Wonder Man wasn't using them; he was dead.
Before I just picked like that.
It's like, hey, Reed Richards, can I have your brainwaves? You know, Reed Richards' brain.
You said you don't know what's going on. You have known an impressive amount about an impressive amount of things, but just not hit the nail on the head for what we're actually asking.
I know what I know, but
yeah.
I also know that there are a lot of things I don't know, like any of the answers to the questions.
That's good. That's good.
It's like you know the knowns, and you know that there's unknowns, but you also know that there's known unknowns.
Well, I think it just stands reason that there's a vast amount of things to know in the world, and the questions you're asking are just singles of that nearly infinite number of things that a person could know.
But yeah, in this case, Thor, and the second person who got the right answer was, of course, Chris Padilla, Film Age Studios, because he's just on fire today.
But the person you got it is Tots, right?
Tots, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
You got to let somebody else have a prize. I mean, otherwise, I could have just sent the box to him instead.
Yeah.
Todd says it's like coming home. Tots usually wins a lot of prizes, but he's been serving as our prize cam for the past several weeks.
He's been awesome.
And so that way he's been out of the prize winning pool, and other people have been like, hey, why am I winning so much? Oh, yeah, Tots isn't here.
And Tots is coming back, and he's like, yeah, I'm back. So,
Wyatt, you're great. We appreciate having you, and we look forward to spending more time with you soon. But we're going to let you go so we can move on to some other great prizes. And
we will see you Saturday at Free RPG Day, right?
Yep. I will be there.
Awesome. We're looking forward to it.
All right. See you guys.
See you
soon. Have a good one, sir.
I mean, you probably got a really small New Jersey viewership, but I feel like I should give a shout out to my local comic shop.
Always.
Final Boss Comics in Lawrenceville. Floyd's doing a big Free RPG Day. So if you're in that central Jersey area, go by Final Boss for Free RPG Day.
Final Boss Comics. That's a great name for a store.
It's a great store.
I dig that.
And Floyd's got a handful of the new Free Comic Book Day issue of Red, which I did not get to send any to him. That is the comic. That is not the Free Comic Book Day version.
Oh.
The Free Comic Book Day version has a bonus page because I wanted to fix one page turn in there, so I had to add a page. It is printed on glorious newsprint, So you feel it. It's got this retro, crunchy feel of that old style newsprint in there. Um, and it's really cool book.
Newsprint does make a comic for sure.
And I got them in like 2 days after I shipped your package to you.
Oh, that's okay. We're not mad about the stuff that we got.
And I closed down my free comic book day thing. Though if someone shouted out to me, I will send a copy out for shipping, which is about $5. And if you hit me up, I will send a copy for the $5.
Right on. Anybody that wants one, shoot him a message on Instagram.
Instagram is great. Oh wait, if you go to my link tree,
Yeah.
the top link in my link tree is goes to that. But give me a few hours to open up the form again because I closed it down. I just have to turn it back on so it's accepting responses.
Right on.
So
That's awesome.
Tomorrow, come
Very
back,
generous of you.
go to the link tree and I'll put that up.
Speaking of awesome and generous, we do want to make sure we talk about another sponsor of the show. CBCP Comics is our local, or one of our local comics pressers. So if you have some comics, you want to get them smashed so they look better, just hit it with a hammer. Jay is the man. From what I understand, we have just been sending him hundreds of comics now. So it went from a hobby to a hobby that is got to be overwhelming at this point. But
I think he's got a backlog of like 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Because he gets so many books.
And he just got accepted to that CBCP program. Where
CGC Grading Academy or whatever they're calling it. Yeah.
Yeah, and now he's going to go up and they're going to teach him how to grade comics. So he's about to become much more effective at what he's doing, I'm sure. Not that he's not now, but.
Well, yeah, now he'll have an inside scoop.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And possibly get a job offer from them because they said they were going to be extending job offers to people.
How cool would that be?
Yeah.
Well, I think the really cool thing for him is that he would be able to clean a comic and give his client an idea of where CGC will ballpark. I mean, obviously, you can't guarantee a CGC score unless he's the person giving it, and that would be a huge conflict of interest, wouldn't it?
Yeah. If you pay me this much money, I will give you this score.
Here's this tattered piece of crap. It's got a 9.8 because I say so. No,
Sir, this is literally a
But it would be very cool to be able to say, okay, I cleaned this. CGC would say this is probably in the ballpark of whatever.
Question 4. So you can win that CBCP gift card.
He actually said today he's giving away a Spider-Man number 55 Patrick Gleason cover because CGC just announced a private Patrick Gleason signing. So cool. If you want to send something off to get signed by Patrick Gleason, you can win a Patrick Gleason. It's that cool Spider-Man cover with where it looks like he's made from spider webs.
Oh, yeah. Those are great.
Remember that one?
Let me grab that.
It's a copy of that that you can send off to get graded and signed by Patrick Gleason.
If you know Damon is a friend of his? How stupid is life? Damon is an actual
He's a friend of Patrick Gleason?
Yes.
No, that's news to me. Damon has not told me that, and now I must break his arm.
God. Violent. All right. Get somebody that prize, Josh.
All right. So, for the Amazing Spider-Man 55 Patrick Gleason cover, in Highlander, what kind of sword did Connor McLeod use to defeat the Kurgan? In Highlander, what kind of sword did Connor McLeod use to defeat the Kurgan? proving that indeed there could be only one.
Sam, do you know this?
This one I actually know. I've watched Highlander about 1 billion times.
Are you a sword guy in general?
Me,
I know
yeah.
you've got like your thing that you do when it's your physical thing, but do you just like appreciate swords?
I have a vast sword collection at home.
Wow.
I partly due to belonging to a Sword of the Month club for 1.5 years. So
A sword of the month. That's insane.
I can only imagine how expensive that is because those jelly and bacon clubs of the month are outrageous.
it's actually a very reasonable price Sword of the Month club. The main thing was they just sent me like basically the same katana every month with slightly different colored, scabbards. So if you log into like one of my drawing streams or you're on, one of the things, sometimes you'll see my background with all my, swords on the wall and the various drawing aids. That's why I have them, not because I'm Arrested Development child at heart. That I used for like taking photos, like reference photos of people shooting crazy guns or holding crazy swords or whatever, right. Because you need to get a reference photo of these things sometimes, and you can't find.
If you ever come down this way, say for, I don't know, the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo, April 21st through the 23rd, 2023. If you ever come down this way, about an hour and a half, 2 hours from here is a town called Anniston, and there is a museum called the Berman Museum. This guy was an intelligence officer during World War II in Korea. He traveled the world. He picked up stuff. He brought this stuff back, and they made a museum. And a lot of what he has is kind of a history of weapons.
Mm-hmm.
It's all kinds of swords, ballistas, stingers, crossbows, all the way up through World War II.
Oh, very cool.
And he's got a sword that was, I want to say, Cambodian or something like that, Laotian. It's a headsman's sword. It looks like something out of an anime. It's 6 feet long, and it's this thick, and it's not sharp at all. But it's so huge that it's just going to take your head off anyway, because the amount of force it would take to come down on something that way.
I'm surprised how tough people's necks are.
I listen to a lot of the History of England podcast, and whenever he talks about people being beheaded, he always mentions how many strikes it took to get their head off.
This is a lot of information about killing people by cutting their heads off.
But the Berman Museum also, you talked about weird guns. He's got some weird guns, including this weird time in the 1880s when people were trying to figure guns out and what should they be. And he's got it looks like a sawed-off shotgun in length, but it's got a fork, a knife, and a spoon built into the stock and it's on a hinge. So you just swing it out. So you're holding a fork with a rifle going that way. It was not a good idea. It was not well thought out.
This was like when Homer Simpson invented the makeup gun.
Yeah.
Homer,
yeah.
Most women want to be shot in the face.
Wow. We have a lot of right answers, I think, here.
We do. The first one appears to be Tots, but you know what sword he used to kill the Highlander or the Kurgan?
He used a katana that he had inherited from his master, Juan Sanchez Villalobos Ramirez. Strangely paid.
It's a very Egyptian name.
By Sean Connery, who was supposedly Egyptian, which is as believable as Christopher Lambert's Scottish accent. There can be only one. I don't get a French person to try and sound Scottish. So
why didn't they just cast Sean Connery?
Well, Sean Connery was already playing the Egyptian Spaniard who had a Japanese sword, which, that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Well, as it turned out, he's an alien, so who knows?
Is he really?
Dude, never, ever, ever watch Highlander 2 because it was one of the worst things ever.
That
Like,
was
should have
a
never been
great
committed to film.
movie. Though, the real gem there is Clancy Brown as the Kurgan. Because he goes on to become Mr. Krabs,
Yep.
and so you just can't get that Mr. Krabs Kurgan crossover out of your head now.
Mr. Krabs, like from SpongeBob?
SpongeBob.
Crazy.
The voice of Mr. Krabs is Clancy Brown, who does a lot of voices. But he did Mr. Krabs. He was also the Kurgan.
Question number 5 is typically our Canadian question. But I think because we have so much cool stuff from you, we kind of have to skip it this time. As much as everybody loves $25 to Haven Comics, where you can buy all your hopes and dreams.
I would love a Canadian question.
Huh?
I would love a Canadian question.
Well, it is Canadian in spirit. I don't know if it's Canadian in reality, but
I was just talking to Jim Rugg about Captain Canuck.
Question number 5, we're going to give away Red, which is the book we've been talking about. It's your 24-hour book. And then we are going to give away, moving forward, a couple of prints with each thing. So we're going to give away this Moon Knight print.
You're going to give that one away to me, right?
We're going to give away
you
Batman.
do know the answer, Josh, so you could pipe in real quick and nab that.
We're going to give away this Batman print. We're going to give away this Samurai Champloo print. And we're going to give away this magic sticker, which is actually one of my favorites that I've seen you do.
Yeah.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's a funny story around that one.
We are running out of time a little bit, so I'm going to cut the funny story this time unless it is awesome.
You can cut it. It's not that
Okay. All right. So, what was the first hit for the fictional Canadian pop star Robin Sparkles, as seen on How I Met Your Mother?
Bonus points if you can sing it.
I think I actually know that one.
Like, you know
Let's
the
see
word?
if anybody gets a correct answer here in the chat. I know they're gonna. Somebody's gonna. All right, we got a correct answer right away. So sing that. Yeah.
Let's go to the mall today.
Today? That's right.
The 80s didn't happen in Canada until the mid 90s.
Yeah, that was pretty much the premise of the show, which made me laugh. That was pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
I was about to tell an completely unrelated story, and then I realized that I just said we didn't have time because we actually don't. So I'm going to cut my stories too.
Well, there you go.
I'm full of stories.
All the best people are
sharing. So I don't mean to cut your stories. I just want to make sure we get all this cool stuff in the hands of our loyal viewing audience. All right. Should we give away the fan art sketchbook next or the anime sketchbook next?
Are you asking me?
Yes, sir.
Why don't we give the fan art one?
All right.
That is a fun book.
This one has the hit monkey that you did not do for me, but I have, correct?
That is the hit monkey that I did, and then you have the original art for.
Yes. It's got some cool stuff in it. I'm just going to flip through it. I don't know if it's not safe for work. We'll see.
That's a new like samurai magic I did.
Right.
That magic is just incredible.
There's an indie section in there that's really cool. So it's kind of organized. It starts out with DC, and then it goes to Marvel, and then
somebody you don't see enough of.
A couple of different maxes I did. One was many years ago. One was just a little while ago.
A lot of cool stuff in this book.
Okay. Stuff from Blam and Glam, Richard Morgan, indie comic. Check them out. He's got number 3 out now, and number 4 is on the way.
Let's also give away this Cowboy Bebop print and this Matter Eater Lad and Calorie Queen print. And I really want to keep this one, but I need you guys to see it. This is Skeletor in a real classic cheesecake pose. Really cracks me up. This is the reason I love this guy. Okay, that's in this pack here.
That was not approved by Mattel, by the way.
No?
Mattel did not give me the green light on that.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. All right. So, question number 6. If you don't get this one, you're going to have to turn in all manner of cards here. But audience first. In fencing, with what weapon can a double touch be scored? In fencing, with what weapon can a double touch be scored?
I can give you the correct answer, and I can give you another correct answer that people don't usually realize.
Interesting. I look forward to hearing that.
Because there's actually 2 situations where that can happen.
Oh, Jason Edmonds in so fast with the correct answer. I can't believe you were that far behind, Rocket Lady. I'm disappointed. But go ahead, sir.
So Epee is the one that scores regular double touches. Because there is no convention in Epee, that there's no right of way. So if you turn a light on, you get a touch. Double touches can also be scored in the other 2 weapons if a infraction occurs that awards your opponent a touch at the same time they get a touch. Specifically in Saber, if a opponent is crossing over the feet, which is a cardable infraction, they can, if they've done it twice, they can receive a penalty, a red card penalty, which gives their opponent a touch. And if your opponent scored a counterattack, they would get 2 touches in that action.
Huh.
But that is a very obscure rule situation.
Got it.
But Epee is the one where we have double touches all the time.
Got it. Jason Edmonds just kind of sniped in and swoops up with the correct answer. Because I hadn't seen you on tonight yet, Jason, you sneaky rascal.
All right, so Jason won that one.
He did.
Then next, we would move on to, let's do the anime book. That's the one we were just talking about.
Anime book.
All right, so got a lot of cool stuff in here too.
There's some cool stuff. A bunch of Evangelion stuff in there.
I got to be more careful about this one because, I mean, what do I care? I'm going to flip through it. If you're not into not safe for work art, cover your eyes.
Just flip through it really quick so nobody
Don't
can.
know what's in here.
Yeah, we got Furikuri, we got Hatsune Miku, Samurai Champloo, Bleach. We got to flip really quick through the Rei Ayanami stuff of Evangelion.
So playing soccer?
Well, you froze up, so there you go.
So you'll win this, and I still got a lot of stuff to give away. So let's also throw in the G.I. Joe sketch and the Ninja Turtle sketch.
Those are awesome.
I love that Ninja Turtle sketch.
I
can't. I love G.I. Joe, so
something out of
Jeremy's like, I've got to give all this stuff away. We got to hurry.
Yeah, we have to hurry because otherwise he'll change his mind and he'll keep it all.
Now, typically we run out of time around 9 and lose everyone. So I want to make sure we get the bulk of everything done. So I don't mean to rush everybody.
So now we have our real estate question.
Let's see. All right. So
Real estate question.
a real estate question is basically it's an actual physical place or not. Maybe it's
Could be a fictional place.
And it's just a good time for me to remind everybody that that's how I bring home that's how I make a living.
Well, that's new.
That's
Do
me
you only
unveiling
sell
that.
properties from the 80s?
Huh?
Do you only sell properties from the 80s? Because that is like the most 80s intro ever.
I'm from the 80s.
You know, if have you watched the show Moonbeam City?
No, that sounds
Uh-uh.
cool.
Put it on your list. You got to watch it. I think I don't remember who has it, but find it. Moonbeam City. It's like a Patrick Nagel painting come to life.
I'll check that out.
It is so 80s that you will plot.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
But no, that's brand new. That's the first time I've seen that video, Jeremy.
I just, it's doing something fun.
Moonbeam City.
I'll check it out. Question number 7 for the anime book. At what location did Wesley and Inigo Montoya, am I saying that right, have their famous duel in The Princess Bride? We talked about this a lot earlier.
Yeah, but where did the duel happen?
Where did it happen?
I do know this one.
Come on, audience. Come on, Princess Bride fans.
We have a
But strangely, that is not the real estate joke in Princess Bride.
No, that's
real
true.
estate joke?
Well, there's certain places you should never get involved in a land war.
No, because they actually talk about how they're going to build a summer house in.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
On top of that mountain.
We've gotten some almost right answers and some partial answers. We have not gotten the full correct answer yet. Aha! There it
There
is.
we go.
It popped in twice, like boom, boom, at the exact same moment.
Guys, I want you to know. So sometimes we get tagged by what happens and who comes first and whatever. I want you to know Kim's came in first, and then Travis's
Jumped
replaced.
ahead of it.
Yeah. So Travis's was actually first, and it just lagged a little bit in letting us know.
But yes, the correct answer, which you just saw.
I knew this one. Cliffs of the top of the Cliffs of Insanity.
Yep.
Yeah. Which I believe is on the edge of the Kingdom of Gilder.
See, I'm built more like Fezzik. So I'm just going to have to kill you with this rock or something. That's not very sportsmanlike. I am the Brute Squad. Great movie. God, that's a great movie.
This is a really good movie.
You can watch it on Disney Plus now, which I find interesting.
Right.
It's because they got all the stuff from the Fox acquisition.
Yeah.
So you can now watch that. It's like watching all the Ice Age movies. Those aren't Disney cartoons, but now they're on Disney Plus. It's just weird.
Some of those things have actually confused me, like Ron goes wrong or whatever.
Stop that rhyming. No, I mean it.
Yeah. No, one of our things that we like doing on Disney is watching the old Muppet Show.
Oh man, yes.
Which is a little ghoulish because we always play Are They Dead Now?
Oh.
Well, you kind of have to because a lot of them are.
The original run of the Muppet Show is like everybody is dead.
There's still a few that are hanging around. I mean, Mark Hamill is still with us. Elton John is still with us.
Yeah.
There's a handful that are still around.
They're the first season. You watch the first season and they're all dead.
Yep. I loved when Peter Ustinov would come on. He was great. Have you ever seen the very obscure Peter Ustinov movie he did for Disney called Blackbeard's Ghost?
No.
I don't think so.
You should absolutely watch Blackbeard's Ghost.
Blackbeard's Ghost.
It's Dean Jones, Suzanne Plachette, and Peter Ustinov as Blackbeard's Ghost. It's fantastic.
Wow, that sounds cool.
It has some swordplay in it, which I think will be amusing to you because it's hilarious, and it's not very much, but it is very funny. But great movie, absolutely great movie. All right. So what prizes are we doing for question number 8, Jeremy?
Are
I am big
the
in you.
30 Days of April O'Neil both the same book with different covers?
No, no. One is the 30 Days of April O'Neil from 2021. The other one is this year's 2022 30 Days of April O'Neil.
You're so committed to April O'Neil that every year you do 30 Days of April O'Neil for April.
It just kind of turned into a thing. So in the intro of the first one, Eli Schwab, Cosmic Lion Productions, reached out and said that there was a friend of his that was doing a fundraiser for the 30 Days of April O'Neil in 2021, that he was raising money for cancer research. And so he was collecting like all these various artists, like 30 Days of April O'Neil sketches to put into a book. And I remember he reached out to me. I sent him a bunch of files. I don't know if the book ever came out, but I've got this whole stack, and it's so much fun that yes, I did it. Next year is going to be like a full 30-page comic where I'm going to release a page every day during April, and then it's going to go out as a another free comic book day free comic.
I love that. That's awesome.
As well as I've got another chicken project, the Chicken 84 project that I'm going to do on the there are no 21 days of Aunt May.
That's fantastic.
You know,
Hey, I'm pretty sure I backed that chicken thing. And I want you to know that I wasn't mad at you until you reminded me I'm supposed to be.
you should be. I am racked with guilt about it not being done. Hey, Brian.
Brian.
Okay, so for the next question, I think, do you guys want to give away both April O'Neils and some prints?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Josh, take it from here.
All right. Question number 8. What are Darth Vader's final words to Luke Skywalker? What are Darth Vader's final words to Luke Skywalker? You guys got this. Come on.
Sam, are you a Star Wars fan? Is this something you would have naturally known?
I am a Star Wars fan. I am not sure that I know the answer.
I think we got the right answer right here.
Hang on, I'm looking for it here. We got like a big chunk of quote here. Let's see here. Here we go. I just showed you. God dang, I keep doing that. Did you have time to see it?
I did have time to see it. That's not what I thought it was, but
what did you think it was?
I thought it was when he said, after he said, help me take this mask off. He says, I want to look at you with my own eyes. And I thought that might be the last things he said.
Yeah. He says, tell your...
who knows? Was that in the original cut? Was that in like one of the George Lucas post cuts?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was in the original. He gets to tell your sister you were right about me. You were right. And he fades out with you were right. I kind of, hang on, there he jumps around. I kind of thought he might have asked this one once before too, but I don't remember either. Why is everybody shouting Lana? I don't know what that means. What is that?
Me either.
Well, there's a meme I have to go find out.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
All right, who was the winner on that one?
Breed Love, Alan.
All right, awesome, Alan. Congratulations.
Not in the face, I think, was my favorite answer.
Yeah,
Though.
that's my
Not in the
favorite.
face.
You know, I mean, you could start giving away prizes for just best wrong answer.
That's actually not a bad idea. We should do a wrong
Yeah,
answer
that
night.
is.
Best
All right,
wrong.
Mike, I'm going to grab a random collection of stickers, and I don't need to randomize them. I know exactly what stickers Mike wants. Mike, I'm not going to show the stickers for you because it's a family show, but I will show
Because
some.
we can't show you these stickers. The Jurassic.
Oh
Job,
wow!
Jurassic Job.
My
And
my
then,
wife gets partial credit on that one.
This
And
magic one.
Magic.
I love
What is
that.
this
That
info?
magic is sick. Yeah, that's amazing.
And then another Hatsune Miku. Is that how you say that?
Yeah. She is a virtual pop star. I think she was in a couple video games. That was a commission I did for my first fan on Instagram when I hit 1,000 followers.
Nice.
That's really cool of you.
That is cool.
Yeah. So when I hit 1,000 followers on Instagram, I did a free commission for my 1,000th follower and my oldest follower, because I figure, you know,
That's
first
awesome.
with one person, right? So I gotta like acknowledge that person. So he wanted Hatsune Miku, and I shipped it off to the UK, and then he ended up having to pay the VAT on it when it came into the country, but he was okay with that. Which I felt bad about because it was supposed to be free, and it turned out he had to shell out some money for it because I made the mistake of insuring it.
Hmm. That's still pretty awesome though, and it is cool to remember your first fan too, right? That's
Cool. I like that.
Well,
that's a brilliant idea.
It starts with one and goes to something. I mean, you know, the 1,000th fan just showed up, but that first fan been there the whole time. You got to acknowledge that.
Yeah, that's how it should be. That's how it should be. So we got the stickers for question 9. Is that what you were saying, Jeremy?
Stickers.
The ones you
No,
weren't
he's
going to show
getting
to
some-
Mike Wesolowski?
Oh, I just gave this to Mike.
Oh, okay. I thought those were the prize for question 9. What's our prize for question 9?
No, they were just total cheesecake. Mike's gonna love. Okay, so for question number 9, I've got two really cool things right here. The first one is I can breathe a little bit now, looking at the time. I thought we were gonna really push it, but I think we're doing okay. The first one is a trade paperback sized sketchbook, 2020,
That's
2021.
an actual comic collection.
What'd you say?
That's the comics collection. That's not what I
Comics
guess.
collection. Oh yes, not really a sketchbook per se, but it is a collection of.
It is a collection of like shorts and small projects and things that I worked on with a bunch of authors, Jeremy included.
I am in here. Let me find mine real quick.
Yeah, it's towards the back, I think.
So you guys have seen my Demon King drawing. Everybody thinks that that's like the best thing I've ever done, which is funny because it's like a little tiny goofy thing. So
Yeah, I don't think that's the best thing you've done by a long shot. I like your antler-headed dudes.
oh, thank you.
Those are my favorite.
Well, Sam and I were working on a comic of the Demon King.
There he is.
It's called The Poetry of Man. It's about a demon that's so bored of being violent in hell that he comes to Earth. So,
And
place
so
where
is
he-
Chaos.
yeah, where he can wreck things. So that it's on the docket sometime or another. Sam has alluded a couple of times that life gets in the way. So
It would be a really cool thing to get back to. I think I did thumbnails of the other 6 pages of it, and I think they're still on a clipboard, like stuck to the rest of the script, hanging from my wall of clipboards of scripts and things. But I got to get out chicken. I've got a bunch of shorts to finish up for collection number 2. which is going to be an even more epic collection than collection number 1, which is pretty big. I mean, that's like 80 pages of comics in there.
Yeah, this is a trade paperback, like a real, like a book.
Just like little 5-6 page shorts. Yeah, Jeremy, you should autograph that.
Okay, that's not gonna hurt your feelings. That's like just semi-offensive a little bit that you send a thing and I sign it. But
Well, I signed it already.
oh, where'd you sign it? I'll
In
sign
the
it.
front.
You sign on the inside?
Yeah. There's a facing page where I've got the table of contents.
Oh, right on. So this is signed too, everyone.
Yeah,
so,
all the books are signed.
all of them are signed?
All of them are signed.
All this stuff is way cooler. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, the prints are all signed too.
This is a
And
great.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, Jeremy, I don't think Sam gets his feelings hurt very easily. He doesn't seem like the type.
Oh yeah, they are all signed.
I get stabbed all day long. How are you going to hurt me?
That's a good point.
Feelings
That's
are
a good
different.
point.
My job is to be stabbed all day by children. I mean, I arm 8-year-olds, so
Yeah, Jeremy instantly regrets giving this stuff away. No! Yeah, I played Lenny in Of Mice and Men, and I got shot in the back of the head every night for 3 weeks. Yeah, there for a while, I was just immune to anything else. Like, yeah, whatever. At least you didn't shoot me in the back of the head.
you know, fencing is a fantastic sport, and I urge everybody to give it a try, because it completely like evens out your psyche. All the stress of the day is just gone after a night of stabbings.
I did not intend to do that. That was an unintentional pun. Sorry, Mike.
That's okay. Touche, they would say.
You have a keen wit, sir. All right, so you all set on that, Jeremy?
I'm signing it. Okay, now this thing is cooler. It was awesome
Even
before.
cooler.
It gained 1 point.
It is the only
and
one
then-
signed by Jeremy. So
I'm gonna go ahead and throw in also this original piece. I can't steal it. Can't do it. Not in my heart. Where am I? There, boom. So who is this?
that's just a doodle.
So this is original.
Yeah, that's not an anybody. That's just me drawing stuff.
Can I challenge that just a little bit when you say that's not an anybody? This is one of the coolest things I've seen you draw. I love this. I would pick this book up in a heartbeat if it had characters like this kind of character design. I love it.
I'm heavily influenced by anime and manga and all the other stuff. I watch way too many cartoons for a grown-up.
There's no such thing.
You don't watch too many cartoons for an illustrator like artist, I'm sure. Once you take grown up out of the equation, it's your
You
job.
watch just exactly the right amount of cartoons.
Yeah, I watch a lot of cartoons. I love cartoons.
All right.
Because they're awesome.
Yeah, but no, I do things. Characters like that. I hope to come back to someday. But there's so many ideas, so many plots, stories in my head that it's just hard to get them all out. Especially when I'm racked by the guilt of not delivering on my Kickstarter yet.
That's funny.
My brilliant and generous forgiving benefactors from Kickstarter, I really want them to understand that I need to get this out is deep in my heart.
I feel like you're talking directly to me, but I haven't thought about it since. Whenever I back a Kickstarter,
anybody that's watching, it's hit the back burner a couple times because of other stuff, especially like I got a trauma tribute to do last week, so I banged out 6 pages.
Oh, nice.
Of incredible filth. In fact, just mentioning it is beyond what any family friendly show can. hit. It is going. I'm told that it will be available on the Troma streaming site in the summer, and it
Excellent.
is it. I showed a redacted view on my NSFW Instagram account. Um, so you can see the redacted view on NSFW, which is almost entirely page covered with warning. It is absolutely filthy. It's beautiful. It's so much fun. It was a Sergeant Kabuki Man 6-pager and tribute to the X-rated comics of the of the 70s and 80s. And just a pile of absolute filth. It was a ton of fun.
This might be one of my favorite comments of the night.
Right.
Yeah.
Before we move forward, I have to stop and address. No, I did not just spit in a trash can. I don't know what it made.
There was no trash can. He just spit.
He just spit on the floor like a normal human.
Yeah. Well, even if you didn't back chicken, it will be available, so you can buy it from me. I will have it up on Amazon afterwards, because I use the Amazon print on demand. I also sell signed copies with prints and other goodies through my Etsy shop. So,
Oh, Lord have mercy. That's funny too.
go to the NSFW. You can see the preview pages.
Oh,
There.
that's funny.
All
All right,
hold
so you're
on.
going to ask question number 9, Jeremy?
No, hold on. I will eventually get back to this, but I do want to support this guy. So Linktree, there you go, /SHLEPZIG. Follow along, guys. This is how you get there.
Once you get it, you get it. It's hard to get there on Schleppzig to begin with, but once you get it, you get it. You never forget it. And everything Schleppzig, if you do a deep Google search, is me. I don't believe there's another one out there.
All right. That's how you find his stuff. That's how you go to his Etsy. That's how you support him on Patreon. That's how you go to his Amazon author shop, his Redbubble swag, his website, his commission list. Dang, dude, you got a lot going on here.
I'm busy.
Just go here, Peter, and that'll take you everywhere else, I think.
Yeah. My commission list is also long overdue.
You are not selling yourself, man.
I've been so busy drawing comics. I put up a lot of sketches that in warm-ups, and then I start cranking into pages and the other stuff going on. And laying out books is hard. The sketchbooks took me a while to get all laid out, ready to print, and the newsprint version of Red went out. I'm cranking up stuff, 8-10 hours a day, and then I go stab children for the other 8 hours a day.
That sounds so therapeutic. I have to ask this, do you identify really, really hard with Anakin Skywalker?
No.
Even if you do, don't say it on air.
No, no, the whole arc with Anakin and the prequels, Hayden Christensen, can you just stop whining? We get it. You're a teenager. Go masturbate. And you'll feel better.
I just meant the part about stabbing children.
He lightsabered them. He just massacred them.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say you want to kill children.
It's true. The way you do it, you get to keep on stabbing them over and over.
I don't kill them. They're better off at the end of it. Their parents bring them to me so I can beat them.
And they're learning how to stab you.
They do stab me a lot.
I imagine you come home covered in tiny little bruises.
I do get bruised. I wear a lot of protective gear when I'm coaching. But I love teaching. The kids are great. I have to say that my favorite is my girls team on the high school team. They're so fantastic. But there's this point when I'm teaching, I get the beginner, beginners, especially the beginner girls, and they start off and they like go to hit somebody and like blink, and I'm like, no, like stab me like you mean it, stab me like you're trying to stab me,
Stab
and
me like you mean it.
stab me like you mean it, and eventually they get to it, and there's this point that is just fantastic to see when my girls like because they're told to like push that part of themselves like down and push it down and not be aggressive and not not do that. Stabbing people is not right. That's the kind of expression the girls aren't supposed to do. But at some point the scales fall from their eyes and they're like, I get to hit people, and they get in touch with that part of themselves, and you know, that they get to release in the fencing. And watching that moment happen is super rewarding. That they get in touch with that part of themselves, and they get to they're like, I get to be kind of violent, and I get to be aggressive, and I get to get in touch with that part of themselves that they're told not to. um, and that is one of my favorite moments as a coach.
That's really cool that you get to help people connect with their whole selves. That's
Yeah.
really awesome.
That I just the stories of my fencers, I when they hit that point is just amazing. Like they win like a really tough match, and it's you just see it change their whole attitude, and that was a life-changing moment you helped.
What's awesome is what you just described is the same thing every teacher that I've ever known. It's when that light bulb goes off for a kid, and you see that click and that concept hits, and they're like, oh wow, I can do this.
Yeah.
And that's when you take the most joy out of it, is you see that moment and you go, wow, yep, there you go, you got it, kid.
Yeah, no, I just with my girls, I feel like it's super important because it's part of their life. They're told not to touch,
Yeah.
and that's a thing. I mean, it's hard to like really kind of internalize, right? Because we're boys, we're told to like beat the crap out of each other all the time. So we're actively encouraged, like culturally, to engage that part, that natural aggression that we all have, and it just seems natural to us. But a lot of my girls, they don't get that, and a lot of
Yeah.
girls don't. Um, so
Yeah, that's
when,
awesome though.
when they get that, that's amazing.
That's
I love
super
it.
cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Um,
So you got
Question
the next prize. You got the next prize.
huh?
We got 7 minutes. You got to give out. I think you still got a bunch of stuff to give away. So.
Actually, I've given most of it away as part of the of package stuff. All right.
Yeah.
So, question 9, you're going to give away. You're giving away the Slepsig collection. I signed it too, and then this original piece of art. I just went ahead and signed your artwork too. I just signed it over your name. I hope you don't care.
Well, it's
All
also
right,
got a signature on the back.
To win this, on what 1980s comedy variety show did The Simpsons make their debut? On what 1980s comedy variety show did The Simpsons make their debut?
That's really interesting because I did not know that. That was new information for me.
Oh, I know this one. I used to watch that show.
Man, correct answer right out of the gate again. We're not going to show it this time, so you can answer it. Go for it.
Okay, was the Tracy Ullman show?
Good
It
job.
was indeed. You're jumping around. Yep, the Tracy Ullman show. You are correct.
Though it was barely 80s. That was like 88, 89, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, December 1989, just under the wire.
Just under the wire. Yeah, that was because I was working at a ceramics factory at the time.
Who won that one?
Jason Edmonds.
Jason Edmonds. Congratulations.
Yeah, he came in late and he's already sniped 2 prizes. Rocket Lady wants another fencing question. Where's my fencing questions?
Yeah, well, I think she got timed out on that one. That
She did.
she probably had it right, and it's like some people just type or they hit return faster.
Yeah.
I was typing, but not in chat. Well, that doesn't help very much. Got to be in a place we can see it, brother.
All right. The
All right, I'm
last
going to
one.
embiggen you, Jeremy. What's our last prize pack here?
The last one is going to be this sketch cover of Red.
That's gorgeous.
An original piece of art, a legitimately amazing original piece of art, and then of course it's signed, and it's the same book that we were looking at before, the 24-hour comic. Just a really amazing piece of art on the front, including this cat's butthole. So
Well, you can never have enough of those.
I don't have any original art of cat buttholes, so I would be very grateful to have
Wow,
this.
that's like the only part of my cat I ever really see.
Right?
Yep. If they like you, they come and show you their butt. They're like, hey,
They're the
look
worst.
at this.
That's it. And we've also got two more two more prints to give away. One is this awesome Space Girl, and then Batman, and then we've got a collection of stickers left, and so this is going to just turn into a prize pack.
Remember to save me a sticker for the store.
Yes, sir.
A safe for work sticker.
Oh,
Yes.
That may be tough to
we'll find one. I have a bunch of these. I have a bunch of stickers from Sam too. So I've got some.
the one none on the eyeball is probably safe for work if you haven't the none on the eyeball robot.
Yes. Yes.
Be a ton of panty in that one.
And then my favorite sticker I've ever got from you is the Kerminator.
The Kerminator.
Yeah.
I love the Kerminator.
But I've got a bunch of stickers from you that I just haven't placed yet. Because I mean, like, you gotta put them.
A small sticker game.
You gotta put them in a place of honor, right? Like, you can't just put them anywhere. And then this is my.
I've got thousands of them.
This is my real estate book where I will like chart out houses, and you're in there. So.
Oh, the shark.
Yeah,
that was cool.
And this one I really loved.
Oh yeah, that's on my Redbubble too. There's a bunch of like weird Redbubble swag on that.
Right.
Yeah.
Your stuff is all like.
If you go to my Redbubble shop, there's some weird things right there. The funniest one is if you look at the Booty Girl clock, because
the Booty
Girl
clock
hands happen to be is just hilarious.
That sounds like that Scott Johnson Spider-Man balloon.
I'm getting the. We got to move on. The get on with it, Bell. So
I ramble like a drunken uncle. So
no worries, no worries. All right, question number 10.
Just had a Spy Hunter flashback.
Thank you. Yes, if that intro doesn't make you feel like Spy Hunters, then you don't know what Spy Hunters is. Yeah, you're exactly right.
Spy Hunters meets Battlezone.
Yes, yes. God, you are definitely a person from my era. All right. In issue number 2 of Crisis on Infinite Earths, so go back to your DC. In issue number 2 of Crisis on Infinite Earths, what hero and villain witnessed the phantom-like foreshadowing of the Flash's death? What hero and villain witnessed the phantom-like foreshadowing of the Flash's death? So a couple of people see this vision of the Flash dying. Who are those people? One good guy, one bad guy. Let's hear it, folks.
Well, I do not know this one. This falls under there's a vast amount of things in this world to know, and that is one of the things I do not.
Okay. Shoot out any answer here. Name the first DC hero and villain that you think of.
the first DC hero and villain that I think of.
Yep.
Well, the first DC hero that always comes to mind is Bouncing Boy because he is the most ridiculous.
Bouncing Boy is your first DC hero that comes to mind.
Yeah, Bouncing Boy or Matter Eater Lad, they come in as really crazy Legion. Why did they ever make these? And DC villains, I have to say that Solomon Grundy is probably my favorite DC villain.
He's cool. He's cool.
He is cool.
Matter Eater Lad is the absolute bottom of everybody else's list.
Bouncing Boy should be.
Yeah. Bouncing Boy, I don't even know who that is, honestly.
A legit Legion member, Bouncing Boy.
Wow. I think we do have
one of the very first comics I ever had was this like giant size, Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes book my grandma bought for me, and I read that thing into so many pieces. But it had this encyclopedic thing of like all the Legion members, including all the dumb ones, and I poured over that with my little 8-year-old brain so many times.
Right? Like I know every detail of the comics that I read when I was like 8 to 10. Yeah. And the ones I read now, I don't know anything about it.
That is not it.
No, it's not it, but that's got a lot of these folks. This was Jim Shooter's first comic book work.
Oh.
His first story he sold when he was 13 years old to DC before they knew that he was 13 years old. So this is the first appearance of Karate Kid, Pharaoh Lad, Princess Projectra, and Nemesis Kid. Signed by Jim Shooter.
You're telling me the person that wrote Karate Kid the first time was 13? That makes sense.
Different Karate Kid.
Yeah. Oh, I know. This karate guy is a 13-year-old's fantasy.
Oh, for sure.
Did he try and assert that copyright when the movie came out?
Apparently not, because they've still been using it. But we do have a correct answer here. It is not Bouncing Boy and Solomon Grundy. That would have made the story much more interesting, I think.
Yeah.
It was Batman and the Joker.
Travis, good job. You're killing it tonight.
Batman and the Joker. It's always Batman and the Joker.
Right.
That is a true statement.
Like, name any of them. That's the first person anybody ever goes to.
I have had a version of Batman and the Joker that takes him into Fight Club territory, where it turns out they're the same person.
Yeah.
That I would love to do.
That would be awesome.
I just give you props for saying Solomon Grundy because he's awesome.
Solomon Grundy is really cool.
He is cool.
Solomon Grundy and Bizarro.
All right. You have stuck with us. You have definitely given us a whole new world of stuff to check out, and we are really grateful for the time we got to spend with you and the prizes that you have awarded the Havenite community.
That was very generous of you, sir. Thank you very much.
Oh, the new books, and they're all available. If you did not win one, you really want one, they're all available on my Etsy. I sign them. I usually throw in a couple other goodies with them, and so they're all there, along with all the other stuff. Coming by New Jersey for a lesson. Wednesdays at the Princeton YMCA is where you're going to find me, and that. Or at Bucks County Academy of Fencing, the inappropriately named Bucks County Academy of Fencing in Lambertville.
I have to chime in. He said that he likes to give, some extras away. Every single time I've ever got anything from this man, it has been just stacked. So you don't even know what you're going to get. You might get some Terminator stickers. You might get some totally inappropriate Skeletors.
I know I sent some stickers to a friend of mine as a professor, and he accused me of trying to get him fired.
I have a friend like that.
He's like, "You're trying to get me fired. If I put any of these on my laptop, I would be immediately terminated." Yeah. God hates Bucks County. Bucks County is actually really nice, but the fencing academy was in New Hope for about 20 years, and which is on the other side of the river in New Hope, Pennsylvania. And then they got a better, larger facility across the river in Lambertville, which is now in New Jersey. So obviously it's not Bucks County anymore, but they were already a Bucks County Academy of Fencing for 20 years. You don't just change the name of your brand. So they were Bucks County Academy of Fencing, not in Bucks County any longer, for a long time. So that's the story of Bucks County Academy of Fencing, a fantastic club. Maestro Holbrow, the proprietor of which is a fantastic fencing master, and I'm privileged to be able to learn from him. And though he's not my regular coach, I do learn coaching from him, and that he brought me on to teach there. So, yeah,
Awesome.
I love the talk. I ramble. I can talk about the things I know, and I can talk about them for ages.
You're a good company.
Yeah, you're on the right show for that.
If you ever roll by my table at a con and you go through the sticker bucket, the famous sticker bucket. So I've got a big box of stickers as the bucket of stickers because they're all $1.
Oh, that's cool.
Ah, clever.
You and I got to talk about who your printer is, because my stickers are all way too expensive.
So I've used several different printers. I've had used Sticker Mule for a long time. I'm getting away from them because they raised their prices, and I'm not thrilled about the owner's donation.
Same.
Then I have been using an outfit called Sticker Pros, which is in New Jersey. They do fantastic work. They've got really good prices. And also Stickers LA. I've been using them, and I just got some glow in the dark stickers done by, I don't remember the name of the company, Sticker Shop or something. They had like some big special. I got like some very not safe for work stickers and some glow in the dark stickers done. Really good pricing. They look like good stickers. The print quality is good, so I'm pretty happy with them. I have not gotten a bad bunch of stickers. And then there is another outfit, the name escapes me, that I do the black and white stickers, like the shark sticker.
Yeah.
Those are done by another company that does really great deal on black and white stickers. It's like 3 cents each or something like that for 1,000 stickers or something.
Very cool.
So I've got a billion of those shark stickers, and I'm working on me stickers and the Booty Girl stickers, and I think there's an Octobriana sticker in that set. Oh, and there's a None with Guns sticker in that set too that I really like.
I saw some of those in here. Booty Girl is a whole unexplored genre for me, so I'm gonna Google that as soon as we're done.
Did I send you the girls sketchbook?
Yes, you did.
All right. So Booty Girl is in that. She's front and back is one of the pages in there. So
right on. I'll check it out.
There's also if you go to the Booty Girl, swag on Redbubble, you will find a very inappropriately placed, place for the hands of that cloth.
Okay. Awesome.
That is just wrong. And I posted that on my Instagram. I was like, this is wrong. Unintentionally. That just happened.
I got to check it out now. I'm going to head over to your Redbubble. Sam, we have run out of time. It has been amazing to have the chance to actually talk to you.
Well, it's fun talking to you all.
right? I mean, like I feel like I kind of knew you a little before, but like now I'm just really grateful to have had the opportunity. I will, if anybody has any questions about Sam, I will always make sure to link you over to him or put you in contact with him. So if you didn't get his contact info tonight, just ask me and I'll get it over to you.
Yeah. Well, you can put the Linktree link in the description for the video.
Oh, awesome. Smart. I'll do that.
Yeah. On YouTube, and
Yeah.
then people can just roll out there. A lot of times when I'm drawing, I'll turn on the Twitch streamer, and just you can watch me draw on Twitch and roll in. I try and listen to the comments, and there's a vast amount of stuff. I've got a YouTube channel where the streams go up. I also do drawing tutorials. I've got a set of like 1 minute drawing tutorials out there.
Very cool.
And then the various social medias like Facebook and all that where I'm online, and the groups where you can often find me as Sam Blanchard. I'm not in my Schlepzig persona because Facebook wants to have an ID associated with your name.
Yeah.
So a lot of my memberships are just me. I don't always join as Schlepzig.comics, but I try.
Got it.
You go change your name.
No one would be able to know who I was, and I need to have kind of a differentiation between my comics life and my coaching life.
So you don't get fired too.
It's just nuns and mini skirts and go-go boots aren't necessarily the first thing I want the parents of my 8-year-old fencers to find when they Google me.
Good call.
We gotta get to know you first.
It's in the top 10 hits, but it's not like the very first thing you see when you Google me. That there are a lot of Sam Blanchards out there, so
love it.
Which is
well. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. Thank you for donating all those awesome prizes, and I hope you have a killer show there at Heroes Con.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it'll be good.
I know you kill it.
All right. Well, thank you everybody who stuck with us. Live show tonight for everybody watching later. Thank you. Go check out Sam's work, and we will catch you guys next time.